Welcome back to my second session of Introduction to NoSQL MongoDB. My name is Abhishek Rajodhuri. You can always get in touch with me with the mail ID mentioned here. As promised in the first session, the next session will be mostly on hands-on. In case if you have not gone through my first session, in that session I have discussed about MongoDB and its data structure, how data is actually stored internally, how it is different from SQL databases, and some of the comparative discussions about SQL versus NoSQL, keeping in mind MongoDB. Now, this is the agenda of today's discussion. Let's just get started. First, you need to go to docs.mongodb.org. In the manual, it is clearly mentioned. First, you have to install the MongoDB. For whatever operating system you're using, for me it is Windows, so I have gone through this route. Here it is clearly mentioned the steps you need to follow in a very lucid and simple English. So I'm sure you can easily follow this and set up the environment in your box. In case you haven't done that, I would suggest you first do that and then come back to my presentation. I have already done it in my system, so let me just show you. First I need to run the Mongo daemon, which is similar to Windows service. You can run it as a background service as well. Second, I need to start my MongoDB. So one more thing, it is connecting to test, which is a default database provided by MongoDB. But what I will do, I will go to my own database. So it has switched to MyDB. Even if the database is not there, created before, it will create it on the fly and switch to there. For my case, I have already created this database, but it didn't make any difference. But physically, storage wise, it will create only when you have created your first collection. That makes sense, right? Okay. So let me see what is there already. So the query which I'm going to run, it is similar to select in your SQL. Since I have created it before, I know the collection name is students. I just want to see what is there before. Okay, so in that students, I have a collection called students. In that I have three documents, namely the first one is for Rachel, who is having major as chemistry, and Andy, whose major is physics, and Arnold, whose major is biology. Okay, so next let me add some add a new record, add a new document into it. How to do that? db dot collection name, which is students, dot insert let me say Gordon, whose major is so only this caret sign means it has been inserted successfully. If it is a failure, it would have shown the error message. So let me see. Yeah, so the 4 records are there. Cool. Next, let me delete the 4th record which I have inserted just now. See whether it has been removed. Yeah, now only 3 records are coming. Right? Cool. Next, let me update the record for Arnold. Right? And one more thing, while I'm doing that, you should observe there is a object ID. This is nothing but that underscore ID, which MongoDB provides by default. You can give your own value for this field also, but the only point to be remembered is that it should be unique. There you go. So now I have changed the major of Arnold from biology to chemistry. Yeah, so it has been changed. Cool. Okay, so that's sample demo of some simple queries I have run, like insert, update, and delete. Next in our agenda is data extraction. So that is what here I will show you a very simple example. Let me just open my Visual Studio. So this is my Visual Studio SSIS I have written. So let me just go through quickly what is there. So this is my script component. In case you are not familiar with SSIS and all, don't get worried. I would again show you in another demo that how you can do it in simple applications also. So just for the time being, just focus on this very script. So here in this script, I had to refer to driver which is being provided by MongoDB for C# programming. Basically, these drivers are helpful for extracting or it exposes those classes which are responsible for extracting data from MongoDB. So those two drivers are MongoDB.db and driver. Okay. So here what I'm doing, if you just quickly go to the code, here I have a database called employee and I have a collection called employees. Let me just show you over there how it looks like at this point of time. So I have these 4 records. Okay, what my intention is to extract those data from this Mongo database and store it in my SQL server. So for the second part, that means storing it in SQL server, I have to do this OLTP connection. So let me open that one. So I have this record. Let me just delete everything from this. Okay, so now this table has no records. I'll just run this SSIS package once. You can see 4 rows has been transferred. So let me come here and again run the same query. You can see those 4 records has come here, right? So let me do some modifications, like let me add 1 more records, for example. Let me add 1 more department, say accounts. Now I have 5 records, right? So let me just again delete everything just to make sure nothing is there. Okay, that is blank. So let me just run it once more. Yeah, 5 rows has come up, so you can easily select here. See those 5 records. So those IDs and all, everything has been exposed by those 2 drivers. Okay, cool. Next in my agenda is, can we write stored procedures, user-defined function and triggers, etc. in MongoDB. So before showing you how to write stored procedures or user-defined function, let me tell you one thing: trigger is not supported in MongoDB as per today. So there is already open feature request for that. You can go there. Let me just show you once. Yeah, so it's a new feature request. Its priority is major P3. You can always also vote there, or give your own comments if you want to be included in the next version. By the way, MongoDB gives their new versions very often, so you have to be very careful about when you are installing. You should install the latest one, and it should be as far as your operating system and all. Okay, cool. So this is how we can write a stored procedure or user-defined function in MongoDB. I am going to define a sum function. Okay. It will do nothing but return SP. Now let me call that function. Cool. So I'm getting the result at 16. By the way, you can also load all the functions which you have defined here by running this command, so that next time you don't have to write the entire db.eval. What you can do is and you'll get this result. Okay, so next in my agenda is how to write indexes. So just for your remembrance, let me see what is this collection is all about. So it has name and measure, right? So let me see by default if there is any indexes already created on top of this documents. Okay, so what I can see is only on the underscore id field there is an index. You can consider it that similar to clustered index in our SQL Server. But now what we want, suppose we understood due to our query analysis that there will be a lot of queries based on the measure. So I would like to create an index and measure. So how I'll do that? So here we can add an index on top of the field. This one means incremental, okay, -1 means decremental. So let me again check what are the indices. Now you can see there is another index created which is on the key measure, right? And the name of the index is by default it comes with measure underscore 1. So the field name underscore increment or decrement, whatever it is. Cool. So now let's move ahead with our next topic. How to do performance analysis on MongoDB. So the db.server status, it actually gives you the total status of your servers, you know, how many connections are there, how many logs are there, okay, on which databases, okay. So read log and write log, everything will be there. And one more thing, basically whatever operations are being performed on MongoDB, they take some time, right? So we have 3 profiling levels, 0, 1 and 2. 0 means there won't be any profiling, so whatever queries are being executed, it won't catch any one of them. 1 means it will catch, but the default time times limit will be 100 milliseconds. So if any query which is taking longer than 100 milliseconds, only those will be profiled. And 2 means whatever with the query, all the queries will be profiled. So let me show you. First let us check what is the by default profiling level. Yeah, it's 0. So by default it is 0. Yeah, so it means 150 means there are 2 parameters. First one is sets the profiling level to 1, that means it will profile, and 50 means it will catch only if the query is taking longer than 50 milliseconds, and as a result it shows was 0, means previously it was 0. Slow MS means the slow MS which was 100, now it has been turned to 50. So let me again see the level. Now it is 1, it has been changed to 1, right? So these are the couple of things, couple of ways you can do performance analysis. You can always explore more on their MongoDB's own website. Okay, now let us see what is next in our agenda. How to store images and videos in MongoDB. So let me just quickly open my Visual Studio. Any Windows application or web application or whatever it is, you can always communicate with Mongo database data, provided you have in your code these 2 drivers are recorded. So these 2 drivers are written by Tengen for giving a reference to the Mongo database using C#. So similarly for other languages also they have specific drivers. You can always explore in MongoDB site. Their documentation is really good. Okay, now let me show you what I'm doing exactly here. Here I have an image called mongodb.jpg. Okay, this is a pretty simple example just to show you that we can store images and we can always copy and again paste it into some folder location. So what I'm doing here, first I'll show you that mongodb.jpg. So let me go here. Yeah, so this is my image mongodb.jpg. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy it and paste it in the same location. So let me just run this application once. This is just a plain and simple console application. Okay, so that means it is done. So let me go back there. As you can see, one node is created. So if I go to details, you can see it easily. Yeah, so this is the one which I have created just now. Similarly, videos also we can do the similar thing. There is a database called docs and the collection name is also docs. Of course I could have given some other names. It's just for simplicity. So let us see what exactly is there. So here you can see this video is there. This is the doc name. I am storing in nothing but the path of the file. Next is, can we take backup of MongoDB collection and restore it? Yeah, we can do it, because you might be remembering that in normal SQL scenario also someone has created your database, and in normal project what happens is that some database will be stored in the production and you're not supposed to use it. So whether it is in QA or something, some other environment, someone has to give you the backup. And moreover, in production also you have to take periodical backup and replication and stuff like that. So for doing those things, the primary step is to know how to take backup of your databases and how we can restore it. So let me show you that one. So for doing that, I'll open another command prompt. So it has created the dump just now. So you can see these are my database names. Okay, this is the one I'm using right now. This also I have showed you, and this is the one which had just now I have shown that video and image. So these are the files it is creating, JSON and JSON. Okay, indexes and all this stuff. If you want to go a little bit, you can. So if you remember those names and all, it stores internally like this. Okay, the ID is somehow encrypted and the names and all these things. Okay, cool. Now again, let me do one more thing just for your reference. This is the folder C data. Here all my databases are there. So what I'll do is I'll just remove all these databases because I have already my backup, right? So what I'll do is just remove. So for that I need to, yeah, so now everything is gone, right? Now again what I'm planning to do is I'm planning to restore it. Okay, but before that I have to of course make that Mongo daemon in the running instance. Now here I'll just restore it. Okay, so basically at the time of restoring, it is taking all those database backups from dump and it is restoring here, as you can see in my background screen. Okay, cool. So we are mostly done with our agenda in my email ID given here. Okay, thank you. See you again for my next session. Until then, goodbye.